Good morning. Welcome to the Vet Sites orientation. Please let me know if you can hear. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Deanne. This is the Vet Sites general orientation. We're going to give people a chance to get in. Please let me know if you can hear. It is no problem if you can only hear and see. We will not need any audio on your end. I just like to test and make sure that you guys can hear me fine. Thank you, Valerie. Deanne, are you able to hear and see everything fine?
Hello?
Awesome. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go ahead and give people just a couple more minutes, but you see here we have already logged into our site, and we'll be going away, just kind of plugging away and making changes. You'll see a lot of things are not set up. If you guys have any specific questions, or say if you recognize something, maybe looks unfinished on your site and say, what about this? You can always just send it in the group chat. Good morning, Dr. Kushner. Thank you for joining. I'd just like to be sure that you can hear and see my screen, or hear me and see my screen. Okay, now that it seems that people have settled in, we're going to go ahead and continue. Once again, you see that we are logged in. We have this toolbar across the top. To log in and out, you'll go to your site, and then you're going to go down to the very bottom left where you see this key. And then you click it to log out in this case, or you would click it to pull up the login screen. If you ever need help logging in, we're just a phone call away. Once you're logged in as administrator, you have admin home, help, log out, and then edit content, edit special, and edit menu actually allow you to edit the bulk of the site. So we have edit menu, which is referring to the menu of pages here. If we need to make any changes as far as the order, or if a page is live or if it's hidden, if we want to change the name, if we want to add or delete pages, everything's done in edit menu. For example, this page appears in parentheses. You see it's test page. When I hit edit menu, you'll see whatever we have highlighted on the left in the menu, the info on the right is pertaining to that page. So briefly, we'll go through this. Menu display, how it's listed on your page. Title, This title appears in a Google search. So this is the link that they'll click. This is a description under that link that tells them about the page. So ideally, each page should have its menu display for your website, title for the Google search, as well as a description for the Google search. This description should tell them about the page. Title, usually you'll see something like this. Let's say if it's our hours page. Say hours. And then we do the area as well. Something like that. And this is going into a little bit of what they call SEO, search engine optimization. We do offer a separate orientation and webinar for SEO. If you have any more questions about helping the Google rankings, definitely reach out. A little bit more about edit menu. You'll see delete this menu item. That's actually deleting the entire page. So when you're in this area, I always recommend hiding versus deleting, just because, you know, if you need it later, or if you're accidentally on the wrong page, it kind of helps prevent that. You can drag and drop. I'm just clicking services and dropping it. If I think services should go under one of the top levels, then we can consolidate our menu by dragging and dropping. But it only allows us to go 3 tiers, and these people actually have a lot of levels here. Yeah. But that's how it works. Just how we did with the menu. I'm sorry, with the library. You'll see I'm on the library here. This info on the right is all about this page, this library page. And you'll see page type, Venn library page. The other page types are all listed here. If you're not working on a basic web page, then when you're editing, all of the special pages will have the edit special function. Basic pages will only have the edit content. Special pages have both, because in this case, this blurb is edited with edit content. So you can word this however you want. But then the way the special pages work, we have edit special as well. So you'll see we've got the selection of species, and that's how we actually activate the library. Another example of some special pages, hours. So you'll notice they don't actually have anything in their edit content. If I go to edit content, it's going to be blank, and then we can say something like that. Please call for appointments. That's in our edit content. Now you'll see that these hours, if we need to edit them, they were not in edit content. So that's your cue to look in edit special. And then you can decide if you're closed, if you're open, what times you close and open. It'll look something like that. Other pages that you'll update. So we've got contact us. You'll see there's nothing in edit content. Edit special builds this address and map and a form down here based on whatever you have here. So we've got the address, we've got the number, we've got the email. So now this page has the address based on what we put in. It's got the number, and then the email is set up so that it doesn't actually list your email. It protects you from spam. So they'll submit the email here. They'll, tell it I'm not a robot, and then you receive it on your end. Forms, these work the same way, where they're going to submit the response here. What you can do is, like I said, in edit content, we can change how we invite them to the form, but within edit special is where we'll go to actually build the form. If you're interested in forms, you can either send them over to us and have us create it, or you can give us a call and we can help you build the form question at a time. I know we're going through a lot of things. If anyone has any questions, say if you have a form that you need some help on and I just kind of zoom past the forms, feel free to ask me to go back and we can keep making changes. We can walk through things a little slower. A big point in this orientation is showing you what you can do, getting you comfortable with making changes, as well as contacting us when you're at a loss. At this point, if it's not going to be something that you remember all of these little tips and tricks. Until you start using them and applying them, that's when they really become concrete, and all of this becomes sort of second nature. Until then, definitely feel free to give us a call, or if you just don't have the time to walk through it, you can always send an email and say, hey, I wanted to update this page. Just provide instructions and we can help out. A lot of people don't realize that we offer, makeovers, which is just a revamp of your website, and that's complimentary. Where we don't have a limit on how many calls you can get in. So just see what we're doing and know what you can do, but definitely feel free to just reach out to us and know how to get a hold of us. So that was going through Edit Special, which is for the special page types. Once again, in Edit Menu, you can tell if they are. For example, coupon, you'll see this page allows to automatically print a coupon. So in Edit Special, they've built the coupon. And if you do not want to offer a coupon, Edit Menu, Hidden Page, yes. Hide from search engines, yes. The reason we're doing this is because later down the road, if you want to use a coupon, now you don't have to create the whole new page. Now let's talk about the different parts of what you see here. We've got the header, once again the menu. We've got the banner image or the header pic. Then we have the body of our page. And then it's not very noticeable, but we're going to make it a little clear. This is our home page, and then these articles below are considered the special part of the page because they're actually articles from VIN. Anyone with the Nivette sites can set this up. They can use the VIN articles, or if I go and Edit Special, you'll see you decide which categories to include, but then you have the option to add your own articles. If you would prefer to keep this more as a blog page or a news page for content that you provide, then what you would do is you would add your own articles and exclude all of these other articles. So then only your articles would be in rotation. And then to show you a couple of things you can do, go Edit Content. Now this is our home page. We do not see where the articles are, and you'll see there's not too much of a clear break. So if we do something like insert horizontal line, I'm going to add a table just to create sort of a separation, but kind of give it a different look. So we'll say insert table. Whatever I select here represents the number of cells in my table. So I've selected one cell, one row, one column, one cell. Table properties. But I want this to stand out. So let's say I don't want to take the entire page. I want it to pop out in the middle, sort of. And cell padding, I'll go over that in just a minute. But we're taking 50% of this page, and I'll hit OK. And you'll see it aligns it to the left automatically. But I want this right in the middle, and I want it to call attention to what I'm doing here. So if I go Table Properties, Alignment, Center. Now this text is over to the left. All I have to do is just hit this center button, and it's going to center that within my cell. And I'll show you what we can add some things to really make this sort of stuff pop. Right now it's just going to look like some floating text. So we've got our separation there from that horizontal line, but now this doesn't really pop out at people. So what we can do, let's give it a background color. Table properties. Now we're going to go in advanced. In advanced, we have the border color and background color. In this case, I just want to do something. Okay. Perfect. We can change this text. Let's make it bigger, bold, and white. Hit save. And now you notice the text is really close to the edge of the line. It doesn't look very clean. What we can do, now we can talk about cell padding. So if I go Table Properties, cell padding represents the room between the cell edge and the text itself. So when I put something like 10 in here, that's just going to tell me, give me 10 pixels of space on every edge. So we'll hit OK, and you'll see it kind of opens it up a bit. Save content. And then that causes it to kind of stand out. There are other things we could do to even make this stand out a little bit more. Let me go ahead and pull up some code. And a lot of this stuff isn't going to be apparent right away. You know, it's calling us and saying, hey, you know, I've got, you know, some text I want to really stand out. I'm looking to make it pop. How can we go about it? Or, you know, the formatting on my page is a little thrown off. Can you go in there and help me clean it up? That's really, that phone call itself can sometimes lead to an entire makeover. And it's really just a lot of things you don't know that we can help with. It just takes a quick phone call. So now in my table properties in advanced, now this isn't something you would do unless you really mess with code or happen to know. But if you just give us a call, we help with this stuff all the time. I'm adding some code here. I want to make this part of the table or this part of the page pop a little bit more. So I've added the shadow. I've curved the edges and hit OK. And now when we're scrolling through the page, instead of just seeing these articles, now we've got this text that kind of lets people know what they're seeing. And you can do that throughout the page. If you do that on your services page, you take a look, instead of seeing what appears to be, you know, sort of just a run-on page, you could decorate the page a bit, you know, without making it too crazy. You know, you don't necessarily have to do too many, you know, cute cats and dogs, but by adding tables, you can help kind of make things pop as well. People will create coupons using tables. They can call attention to a new service, whatever it might be. And so outside of formatting and design, a big thing that you should take into consideration is the content on your page. A few things that you'll see, this content itself, if you were to start a stock site today, you pretty much have the same website. And Google will recognize an original site versus a duplicate, meaning the text itself is pretty much seen on other pages. It'll pick that up as a duplicate page. So by going in here and not only personalizing it, but you know, putting your services and just your own touch on it. By doing that, you're changing it from a duplicate page to an original page. So you'll want to keep that in mind, and definitely make sure that you're going to offer, or that you're going to list all of your services that you offer. If you have laser therapy and you do not have it listed on this page, no one's going to know that you offer laser therapy. If you have laser therapy listed on your page and the clinic down the street doesn't, if someone's in the area and they're searching laser therapy, then the one with the laser therapy mentioned will rank better. When you're looking into search engine optimization, a lot of the times it's just a tally of these terms. So you want the information expressed clearly, but you want it to be relevant. If you do not offer ultrasound or digital x-ray, there's no point in listing it on your website. Other things that you'll want to include are not only services, but like doctors' names, surrounding areas, whatever people might actually be searching for. And all of that stuff can be plugged in on the About Us, on our staff. So see, this page was used for this is how you kind of create a coupon on your own if you didn't want to use our coupon page. That was built using a table. Images uploaded there. So a lot of the pages that come with your site, you just got to decide if you're going to keep them, you know, if you'd like to change them, and if they actually make sense, if they apply to your clinic. This area is the header area. So instead of going to edit content or edit special, we're going to go up to admin home. We have three areas of the page. We have the header, the common content, and the footer. These three areas all appear on every page, so we need to go to admin home. Under admin home, this is what you'll pull up. On the right side, we've got our current template. If we wanted to see what's available, we can hit change template. Now keep in mind, they want you to go through the layout, the picture, and then the color. If you select the color, you've completed the change, and you're going from the previous template to the one that you have just selected. If you go through and you select layout and picture but do not select the color, you have not completed that template change. For example, if I hit continue on plum, I like to keep plum, but I want to change my picture. I hit pick J, but I don't select a new style or say continue for this style, which is the color, then it's actually not going to take my change. When I go back to your website, you'll see it's the same thing. Now when I hit continue on this style, or if I choose a new style, that has made the change. Even though it looks like it wants you to keep going through the layouts, when I'm over here and I hit refresh, we've got, I've actually added a code there, but now we've got our horse. Now to update the header, the common content, and the footer, since they appear on every page, once again from admin home, we'll go administration, site header, site footer, site common content, site header. Once it loads, you'll see we've got our important contact information. We have the clinic name, our address, and then we have the phone number. The way the phone number is listed, though, it's sort of giving a call to action here. It's asking that they call for an appointment, and then you'll notice that this number is a link. So when I highlight the text, I can either click on the insert edit link button. This button will remove the link, but what I prefer to do is right click link, and this will pull up the link for this text. Right now you'll see it's TEL : and then the number. The reason this is set up this way is for mobile devices. Anytime you see a number, it is ideal, and it's actually helpful for mobile users. If you go in and you add a link like this, this is just telling the number or the device to click to call once that link is pressed. And back here you'll see, so this area, a lot of the times it's used for a logo as well. We don't actually have one. Another thing we can do is, let's just say we want to insert a table, and we're going to have some quick links up here. We'll do hours, map, and actually maybe we'll have some social media links on the other side. So I want to add one more column. So this is just one cell with one column. If you want to add to a cell, add to a table, you can add columns and you can add rows. So you, depending on where your cursor is, you right click, either insert row before or after, or in this case, I would like to insert a column after. So now we're on the right side, and let's say we can say serving, oops. Want this, so all right, so we're just creating a little bit of room here. Now, let's add our social media icons. So in here, I'm going to right click, insert edit image. At this point, we're going to add something that's already been uploaded into our file manager, which is the part of the website that holds all of the content. So if you were to add an image that has not been added to the file manager, it needs to be uploaded there first. So source will remain empty until we're actually editing an image. But when you hit the file manager, which is what looks like this camera here, this little folder, once you click that, you can upload, or let's just quickly, you'll see as soon as you choose one, the source auto-populates, so do the dimensions. So the source is where it's located within that file manager. So it'll be empty until you actually select something. So let's hit image bank. Now, Yvette sites, keep in mind, if you were to upload an image, you're doing that, my files, images, upload, and then you've got them all here. what I'm going to show you is we go image bank, vet sites. Now this holds all of our stock images. We've got, you know, different folders for different species. We've also got this icons folder. So I'm going to go through. Actually, I'm going to upload. Let's see. So I've selected this Facebook icon and I'm going to upload it. If you're uploading images of staff or a logo or, you know, anything, any of your images that you're putting on your website, you'll select the file and you'll notice it stays at 0% until we click this upload. Just a heads up, if you have a smaller screen or depending on the resolution, it may show up where this screen is actually covered up just a bit like that. So you see add files, and you see 0%, but you don't actually see the upload. That's your cue to drag this up a little bit so you can see that upload button. Once I hit upload, it'll go from 0 to 100%. We'll close that. And now I can insert it. It's the only thing that I've uploaded, so the insert button knows that that's what it's going to insert. Let's see, we'll leave that here real quick. Okay, and you'll notice it's pretty big. If I want to resize it, I can do it by eye, like this. Or we can double click. Double clicking does the same thing as right click, insert edit image. So you'll see we're editing this image. We see where it is in the source within this file manager. Dimensions, let's say I was actually aiming for 25. You change one dimension, as soon as I click out of that box, the other will populate. Image description, this text pops up when you hover over the image or the icon. So we can say, please follow my vet clinic on Facebook. So I'm just going to leave that quickly so you see what it's like. Now when they hover over this, they're going to see your call to action or whatever image description you put there. The image description is seen by Google as well as visitors. So you want to avoid popping all kinds of terms in there to help Google because the actual live visitors will see that. But keep in mind, since Google sees it, it's a good chance to help your SEO. So if you go into each image and let's say there's an image of a doctor, you don't have to overload it with terms that are going to help people find it. But if you just say something short, Dr. So-and-so has been providing care to the community of Davis for 10 years, anything like that, or Dr. So-and-so is happy to welcome you, you know, whatever it might be. You're getting some welcoming text, but then you're getting, you know, like the doctor's name, service, clinic title, or the title of the clinic, things like that will help out. Actually, we'll just leave it. Let's just say we just have Facebook, and then you click the icon, right click, link, and then this would be the Facebook link. When you're linking to anything outside of your page, it's important that you target to a new window so that you don't actually send them away from your website. If you hit none, what it's going to do is once they click that Facebook link, you're going to go from your page to the Facebook page. So by telling it to go in a new window, you have your website on one and then theirs on the other. So map, if you go to link, and in this case, you can either have a direct link here, or since we're linking to the contact us page that's within this website, we'll go to link list, contact us. So I'm going to leave target as none because in this case, we're linking to another page within our website. We're not taking them away from here. Same for hours. Because we're going to find it within this site, we don't need to worry about sending them to a new page. So we have hours. We'll hit OK. Let's hit update. Now we can either go back to our website here, or I can just go in this other tab and refresh. Now you'll see we've got this content sort of free floating. You can also use a table. If we go table properties, let's just give ourselves something to background color. Let's make this. Just so this stuff stands out. And then I want my text white, bold, and smaller. So now we've got this part that kind of stands out a little. And then this is sort of where we would come in. Just to clean this up a bit. And so you'll see that code just kind of made this. We got rid of that white around it. It just looks like it's part of the page now. So now when people come here, this is what they're going to see. They're going to see hours map, serving the community of Davis, surrounding areas. We've got our Facebook address, clinic number. We've got that important stuff up there. And some people will say, oh, you know, why do I need all that stuff in the header? When you're looking at it from the mobile view, which looks something like, I mean, it's give or take, something like this, because the screen size as it goes down, it basically reflects what it'll do, you know, on iPad versus a phone. So they're going to see the link to hours map, Facebook, and then they've got, okay, if they need a call, they've got that right away. If they're on your website, they're most likely not going to be browsing through all of the tabs. What they're going to do is they're just going to scroll down and look for that important info. So if they're here and let's say they really just need to know if you're open, by having it listed up here, they're going to be able to find it right away. Okay, we need to know how to get there, or we need to see if there's anything important on Facebook. But then they have the choice if they want to continue going through the rest of the pages and scrolling down. So for example, this button here has that link. You see it's a click to call. By having it set up this way throughout the page even, you're just helping those mobile users. And I'm sure, you know, it does depend on the certain clientele, but now it's more and more likely that they're going to be using their phone. So you want it basically set up for the phone and the PC. I know we've gone through a lot. Does anyone have any specific questions or anything that I can go back and talk about? Any questions about tables, page types, or anything with edit menu? And this template specifically is our newest one. It actually gives a lot of room for editing. We can set it up so that it has different backgrounds, and that's the same for most templates. If you're looking for something and it's just a little off or it's not exactly what you had in mind, just let us know and we can tweak what we have here. We can change the template. We can help out with a lot of different aspects. It's not just what, you know, hit or miss. It's not what you see here and you can't do anything about it. If, you know, some people really like having the white background and they think it makes it look clean and crisp. Some people prefer to have, you know, something that's a little bit more eye-catching, or, you know, some colors that are going to kind of offset that white. Whatever it is, just give us a call with your feedback and let us know what it is that you're looking for. If you don't use forms, but you might want to start using them, just give us a call. We can set up a test form, and the way it works is we've got the questions that you build depending on, you know, the form that you're using, and then we tell it where it's sent to, so whatever email, and then you can also view the results within the page. We would just create a test page. We can hide it from everyone else. You can decide, you know, is this going to work? Is this just going to be more work? Little things on this page are set up to help you. A lot of the times you don't know that they're even there, or it's something that you know, you've made it a hidden page a long time ago and you just kind of forgot about it. give us a call if you have questions, about adding new pages or even old pages. You can build those forms question at a time. So it's not only what we have available here. All of these pages, adoptions, if you don't like the way this page is set up, we can set up a slideshow so that it's, before and afters we've got, he's been adopted, now looking for an adoption, whatever it might be. I always tell people a lot of the times people are looking at a website for the bare minimum. If you're someone who wants to provide more than the bare minimum, it's best to do it so that they can find it, but you're not forcing them to read through it to find that important content. So if you want to shorten down this text, and then instead of reading it all out how you have in this, you can have a picture here. Actually, let me just show you. We could do something like this. So right away, I'm going to add a table. I want 3 columns. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to list this stuff out. But I'm going to do it like if we were just listing some services or additional links that we're sending, that we want to send their way. Now you'll notice you can't right click to copy and paste in here. What you have to do is highlight the text, and then we're going to hit Control X to cut. I'm going to come into this cell, Control V to paste, Control X, Control V. If you want to copy instead of cut, you can just do Control C. If you want to give us a call and just do a little review of the keyboard commands, we can definitely do that as well. Now, cell padding, let's give us a little bit of room. Okay. So now you'll see we got to work on the alignment. I'm going to go into this briefly. I know with tables, there's a lot that you can do. So just let us know if you want to do anything that you see that we're doing today. So this image was all the way over to the side. I kind of want to center that. And then this column itself is smaller than the rest. I really don't need it to take that much space. So without getting too far or making it feel like a math quiz, just you're going to look at it like this table is 100% of our page. We've got 100% divided into 3 columns. These are all about 33% of our page. So that being said, this cell doesn't need to be 33%. So if I go to my cell properties and I just want this to, let's just say we only need it to be 20%. We'll hit OK, save content. So now you'll see we've got more room here, but this still looks a little close. We can do, what I might do, I'll do insert column after, and then I just give this a real small percentage. Let me just say 5 to keep it even. And then now we've organized our page a little differently. So, and you'll see another thing that we do is we offer Google Fonts now. So if you want us to update the font, update colors, update pictures, just let us know that that's what you're looking for. And honestly, I'm going to make this guy table. I want this to be about 25%. So now the way this is set up, this cell was not changed. So we've got 20% here, 5% in this blank one, so that's 25, 25% over here. So it's telling the table that it's got 50% left, and it's going to be for this cell. So, and we would pretty this up if we were updating the page for you. We would help out with this here. Say, please. And then we would link to these, and we could add background colors, and just like you've seen us do. And you see, you kind of change up the whole look of the page, and it's less text, less scrolling. So really, you just need to decide what it is that you want on the page, which idea you're hoping to express, and and sort of streamline that important information. If someone's here for an emergency, they will not care who works there. They will not care about these little fun articles. What they're going to want is, okay, where do I find your emergencies? Do you help with emergencies? What time are you open? How do I call you? That's what you want to keep in mind. If someone's there to browse, then we'll set it up so that they can find the content, but you don't want to overwhelm anyone. Now, like I said, I know we've gone through a lot. I'm going to go ahead and stop now and wait for some questions, see if there's anything that I can help you guys with. Like I said, if there's a specific issue going on, now is a great time to just throw it into the chat and we can help out. Deanne and Valerie, it's just in here. It's just us in here. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat or just ask away. Thank you, Valerie. If you find some time and if it's, over the weekend or when we're closed, definitely just send it over. You can, put a whole list of questions in an email, or you can leave us a voicemail. If you prefer for us to walk through things together, we can basically do what we did today, but we'll schedule a one-on-one so we can go through and actually make changes and use your content. The number to call would be 888-332-5316. If we are closed, or if you'd rather just send an email, sometimes that's what time does, you can just send it to support@yvettesites.com and you can get us whatever content you need. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to hold off for just a bit longer. Don't hesitate to send any questions. Okay, Valerie, it's just us. Thanks again, and feel free to give us a call once you're done tinkering. Have a great day.